everyone, welcome back to the COMM on Screen. It's me, Chum, your host, and today I'm wearing a cowboy hat in honor of today's theme, which is the trends of Japanese street fashion in 2020 and future trends in 2021. So I collected some snaps from Instagram that I feel represent the trends in Japanese street fashion. I sourced them from a few different places, Tokyo Fashion Instagram, Fashion Snap, Drop Tokyo, and Harajuku Fashion Walk. So I feel like Japanese street fashion, I think, suffered because of coronavirus, as did the rest of the world. So we didn't really get a summer season. So a lot of the trends I'm looking at are mostly from winter, like the end of 2020 more and right at the beginning of 2020. So it's very winter season focused, and I realized that when I was collecting all these different images. So hopefully 2021 will get some cool trends for summer, I hope. So let's start with the first trend. So the biggest trend I noticed were the Tabby Boots. The Maison Margiela Tabby Boots. They are everywhere, absolutely everywhere. I went to a fashion show and everyone watching the show was wearing them. I was scrolling through Fashion Snap and Drop Tokyo, everyone's wearing these Tabby Boots. They are the shoe to wear, and they are perfectly in line with Japanese sensibilities, as you know, because they are tabby shoes, which is very Japanese. So it's kind of interesting how people have bought specifically the Maison Margiela ones, which aren't a Japanese brand, when you could easily find a pair of tabby shoes from like a workman shop, like construction workers, those kinds of people. They wear tabby shoes. Obviously they're not super fashionable, I guess, but to me it's kind of like the same thing. Like, why not take it and make it fashion? And the second biggest trend, I have to say, is black. The color black. Black everything. Black jacket, black shoes, black shirt, black, you name it, everyone's just wearing black, 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 black. And I don't know if, again, that's a symptom of not having a summer or just a general feeling of melancholy, but everything is black. Not so much like a Yohji Yamamoto kind of black, it's more like this going back to 80s oversized suits, which is another trend that we'll get to. This black, black everything. I feel like the look on the streets now is way more mature. Like, these kids are usually like, I say kids, to me they're kids. These kids, they're like 18, 19, 20. And they're all wearing black and they look super mature and really chic, and a lot of them, even though they look like, ooh, they're wearing, I don't know, some designer thing, it's just like really well put together. Like, it's not necessarily a high fashion kind of brand, or maybe it is, but either way, black is key. Black is everywhere. So black is definitely another trend for 2020. Another trend that I've noticed that I just mentioned are suits, oversized suits, massive 80s big suits, like draping off you, nothing fits, your shirt doesn't fit, the trousers don't fit, and you have to pair it with your Maison Margiela Tabby Boots. Obviously, those are the only things that go. But obviously you can have other shoes, but those are kind of like, I feel like if you put everything together like that, it's like, oh, you know your fashion, you know the trends, you know what's going on. And then moving on to a different area of fashion, I feel like Maison Margiela and Tabby Boots in black kind of fall within one kind of spectrum, but on the other side we have the e-girl look that's kind of been more prominent in more hair. I think everyone's kind of adopted the curtain fringe, blonde, different, you know what I okay, let me explain. The hairstyle where you just bleach the front of your hair and then maybe make it a different color, or like leave it blonde. I mean, previously the trend was to have a natural hair color on top, for instance like black, and then dye the underneath so you have that kind of peeking through. But now everyone's just kind of gone with the straight e-girl bleach at the front. So the next trend that kind of follows on from the e-girl style is this other hairstyle that's kind of just like a bob. It's just like, you know, that style where you put the bowl on the kid's head and then you cut around it, that kind of style. Maybe it's just like a bob in the front, or maybe it's all the way around, but definitely there's like heavy fringe here. Super heavy. It's so chic. It's so now. So 2020. And of course, the other major hair trend is the mullet. Now, a lot of celebrities have now adopted a mullet, but this hairstyle has been around for a while in Japanese street fashion. Not only last year, but I think in previous years as well. Like this shaggy, short mullet that literally anyone can wear, or everyone wears, to be honest. You've got natural colored hair mullets, green mullets, blue mullets, half natural, half colored hair mullets, you name it, it's out there. The mullet is out there. And the last trend I want to mention is another trend that's being seen in the West, but I think being done in a slightly different way on the streets of Tokyo, which is the 90s like Y2K kind of fashion, because I see on Instagram and stuff it's very bling bling, it's very over the top and pink and wow, like it's very over the top, and you do get that here as well, very loud. But more so the people who wear this kind of 90s style, it's very a simple, maybe like patterned crop and a simple denim bottom, like a skirt or jeans, and big chunky boots. You always have to finish the look off with massive chunky boots, like black boots like laced up to your knee, and yeah, and maybe like a little Alice headband thing, and then you're done. It's very not minimal, but it's more simple than what you would see on Instagram, with a lot of like diamante and loudness. It's very casual and it's very wearable. That is why I'm wearing this cowboy hat, because it's a part of this 90s style. I think I've seen the cowboy hat resurgence, and I'm here for it. Maybe you're not here for it, but I'm totally here for it. Another trend that I want to mention are these trainers with like bubble soles. You may have seen the brand Ground. These shoes that are trainers on top and then they've got these bubbles underneath are super popular, and they come in all different colors, and you can incorporate them with your cuter outfits and your more street outfits. They're very versatile. So that was a super quick rundown of all the trends that I've been seeing in Japanese street fashion in 2020. I feel like we were kind of deprived of a lot of it, because obviously we're not allowed to go outside so much, and people don't really care to go outside, and you can have a lot of fun dressing up at home, and I don't know, like the panorama of the street has kind of changed as well. So this is just my observations from what I've seen. These aren't the definitive trends of Japanese street fashion of 2020. There's a lot more that I haven't seen, and also people in Kansai and like Osaka, they probably like dress a lot differently as well. You know, like there's probably things happening over there that I'm not aware of, or in other parts of Japan. Japan's a massive country, so these are mainly like Tokyo street fashion things that I've noticed. Now, you may be wondering what's next for 2021. Well, my honest answer is, I don't know, but I can give you some guesses. So, the trend that I'm hoping to see in 2021 is more color, just because of the sheer amount of black that was happening in 2020. Everyone's going through this super mature, super like chic kind of look, but the stuff that's been hitting the runway has been still black, but with a bit more pizzazz. I think slight dashes of color, especially in hair. Like everyone's always got to have colored hair, but incorporating a bit of like a stripe of red or a bit of graffiti or something. Like it's still street or it's still chic, but there's always a dash of color. I think designers are finding more life and color in their designs. Even in the latest Kidil collection, which was mostly black and white, there was still a bit of pink in there, which I was quite surprised at, because this brand is very street and like urban and I'm just looking at my phone for reference because there was a pink beret and I was quite shocked. I think if you go for brands like Miki Osakabe and Jenny Fax, there'll always be that splash of color, and it's just about bringing that back into the street, I suppose, because right now the cool kids don't want to wear color. And honestly, like, I've never seen so much beige and black in my life, and it's haunting me. Another thing for 2021 that I think we're already kind of seeing is the return of tartan. Obviously there's brands like Hey Hey who have made tartan a staple of their brand image for a while, but every time I go into a thrift shop there's always a section just for tartan skirts, tartan trousers, tartan everything. And finally, my other prediction, I suppose, for 2021 is denim, which is really strange, but I'm seeing not just plain denim, but like frayed denim, not like, you know that kind of jean where your mom's like, why have you got holes in your jeans, why are you buying jeans with holes? Not that kind of denim, not those kind of frays, just like slightly distressed or patchwork kind of denim trousers, that kind of denim. Maybe that'll make a comeback, who knows. Honestly, I'm just guessing. All of this is just guesswork and I'm just doing my best. So I guess that kind of concludes my overview of 2020 for Japanese street fashion and my predictions or guesses for 2021. I hope that was helpful and you got a bit of insight on what's happening on the street. And maybe it was a bit surprising because I feel like people assume Japanese street fashion to always be super duper colourful and over the top and blah blah blah, but recently it's just been very subdued and more focusing on chic styles and minimalistic styles and being more mature, I suppose, which is, you know, fine for them, but I like to stay colourful. Whatever the weather, whatever the season, whatever the trend. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. We'll be doing these sort of fashion related videos and other things related to the magazine, so I hope you stay tuned for that and support the comm. Thanks, bye.